So we need to understand that this pagan concept of substitution is an abomination to God. But the common idea about sacrifice is substitution. This was the thinking during of many people in the past and also even today. We need to understand that the idea of substitution is a pagan concept. This is seen from the movie Clash of the Titans. The woman in the center of the picture is Andromeda. She is the daughter of the king of Argos and Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia boasted that Andromeda, her daughter, was more beautiful than any of the gods. And that's why the gods became angry with her, with Cassiopeia. And because of their anger, the plan was to send the Kraken. The Kraken was the beast from the depths of the ocean. And the Kraken was going to destroy Argos and all its people because they had stopped praying to the gods. They were now rebelling in their pride. They have become proud. They said, the gods need us because of our prayers, but we don't need the gods anymore. That's what they were saying. And so when it was communicated to them that the Kraken was going to destroy the whole city of Argos, the people clamored for a sacrifice. They wanted to sacrifice Andromeda because the god said, you need to sacrifice someone so that the whole city will not be destroyed. And the question of the crowd was, will it be Andromeda or us who will die? So the concept is that in order for the city to survive, we need to sacrifice someone in our place. We need a substitute. And that substitute was Andromeda. So this is a very common concept during ancient times, that the sacrifice was their substitute, so that the people would not die, someone should die in their place. This is also the theme. This next image is a painting. It's the sacrifice of Iphigenia. Iphigenia was the daughter of Agamemnon. Agamemnon was the king of all the Greeks. And because Paris of Troy had taken his wife Helen and kidnapped her and brought her to the city, the whole of Greece was planning to attack Troy. This is the story in the Odyssey. Okay? But although they had gathered many ships, they could not cross the ocean because the winds were contrary. They were very strong. And what did Agamemnon do? He sacrificed his very own daughter, Iphigenia. And after he sacrificed his daughter, the winds come down and the whole Greek army could now cross the ocean and attack Troy. So again, this pagan concept of substitution, this is also reflected in the verse of Leviticus 20 verse 2, say to the Israelites, any Israelite or any foreigner residing in Israel who sacrifices any of his children to Molech is to be put to death. The members of the community are to stone him. Meaning that the surrounding nations, the nations surrounding Israel, practice this also. The sacrifice of their sons and daughters as substitute so that they will not die. They sacrifice their sons and daughters. They also practice this pagan concept of substitution. And it was abominable to God. So we need to understand that this pagan concept of substitution is an abomination to God. And this is not what's happening in the sanctuary. The real concept of sacrifice in the sanctuary is not substitution. Paul uses the word participate. In 1 Corinthians chapter 10 verse 18, as he is referring to the sacrifice in the sanctuary, he said, consider the people of Israel when they sacrifice. Do not those who eat the sacrifices participate in the altar. Meaning that the concept of sacrifice in the Israelite sanctuary is not substitution, it is participation. The sinner entered into the body of the Lamb, and as the Lamb was sacrificed, as the Lamb was slain, he also was slain. And as the symbol for the Lamb was resurrected, Christ was resurrected, he also was resurrected and entered into the most holy place, because the blood of the Lamb was brought into the holy place. So he also entered into the holy place. Instead of substitution, brothers and sisters, it is participation, which is the very concept of the service in the sanctuary. The sacrifice in the sanctuary was not substitution, but participation.